This is the story of our Rosedale Abbey walk, a 9-mile circular through Lastingham and the Rosedale Valley. Full route details are on my website at paulbeale.com/Rosedale-Abbey-walk. We leave the village along Gill Lane and soon pass the 16th-century White Horse Farm Inn, a historic building marking the start of our walk. From the inn, we enjoy fine views over the Rosedale Valley. It is a perfect introduction to the scenery we will experience throughout the day. Walking about a mile, we pass Hollins Farm and join a lovely path. It follows Spaunton Moor's edge with the valley stretching out below. The path opens up wide views to our left. Looking northeast, we see farms along Pry Hills Lane, running across the valley floor. The path is easygoing and pleasant underfoot. In summer, colourful vegetation lines the way, making this section of the Rosedale Abbey walk especially enjoyable. As we continue, the valley views on our left become even more scenic. Rolling hills and greenery make this part of the walk very rewarding. Half a mile southeast of Hollins Farm, the path remains friendly, occasionally uneven and rocky, but nothing difficult. It is still enjoyable to follow. We are really enjoying this section. Surrounded by ferns, bracken and trees, the path is alive with vegetation, making it a particularly inviting stretch of countryside. For the first mile from Hollins Farm, the path mostly follows a dry stone wall on our left, giving a natural guide to the way. Near Skugdale, we spot a marker stone on the right with a plaque titled Spaunton Estate, Traces of a Bygone Industry. The plaque explains the site once housed a glass furnace. A reconstructed version can now be seen at the Rosedale Folk Museum in Hutton-le-Hole. The path gradually shifts from southeast to south. This subtle change in direction opens up new views of the surrounding countryside. Looking left, we see Hartoft Bridge Farm, nestled among the trees. It is a peaceful and attractive scene in the middle of the valley. Hartoft Bridge Farm's quiet location adds to the charm of this part of the walk, a reminder of the valley's farming traditions. About 2¼ miles from Hollins Farm, the path widens. We rest on some rocks, enjoying coffee and snacks while taking in the views. We continue along the wider track beside a dry stone wall, heading towards High Askew. It is beautiful countryside, and we are enjoying every step. After passing High Askew, the track drops into a shallow valley. Here we cross a small ford over Tranmere Beck. From the ford, we climb back up the hillside on the opposite side, following the track as it rises gently. Heading west from Tranmere Beck, we pass a row of tall trees before reaching the road. This leads us towards the village of Lastingham. At the top of the road into Lastingham, we find a marker stone and bench. It is a scenic resting spot overlooking the valley. The narrow road downhill is called High Street. Walking south, we pass the Lastingham Grange Country House Hotel on our left. In Lastingham, we pass the Darley Memorial Village Hall. Once the school, it now hosts events from coffee mornings to fitness classes and lectures. From the hall, we look towards the Church of St Mary, which stands prominently above the village. Passing the Blacksmith's Arms, we look up at the Church of St Mary, standing proudly on the hillside. From the churchyard, we see the Blacksmith's Arms and the village below. Lastingham's origins date back to a monastery founded here in the 7th century. The monastery was established by St Ced, who became its first abbot. He died of plague in the year 664, and his remains were later buried here. In the year 1078, monks from Whitby attempted to rebuild Lastingham's monastery. After harassment by bandits, they moved to York, where they founded St Mary's Abbey. We step inside the Church of St Mary. The current building dates from the 11th century and later became Anglican during the Reformation. The church has deep Christian heritage, linked to St Ced and St Chad. Its history and rare crypt continue to attract pilgrims and visitors. Beneath the church lies a unique Norman crypt with nave, apse and side aisles. Believed to date from William the Conqueror's time, it is remarkable. The crypt's thick walls and ancient pillars have stood for centuries. Despite legends of cockfighting here, it remains a striking part of Lastingham's heritage. We stop at St Ced's Well in Lastingham. A plaque records Ced, founder of Lastingham Abbey, AD 654, died AD 664, buried in the church. Leaving Lastingham, we retrace our steps up High Street. At the marker stone, we take the track leading north across Spaunton Moor. The stone is engraved with a cross-like design, and the word Lastingham. The moorland track ahead is signposted towards Rosedale. After about 1.5 miles north across Spaunton Moor, we keep left at a fork. Our goal is Anna Cross, visible on the horizon. We approach Anna Cross along an easy stone track. The way is smooth and enjoyable as we head towards the tall cross. Anna Cross is a modern replacement for a medieval wayside cross, once marking an ancient route between Lastingham and Rosedale Abbey. The cross stands on a prehistoric burial mound, 18 metres wide. Its history links ancient burial practices with Christian roots across the moors. Descending Rosedale chimney bank, we pause on a bench to enjoy sweeping views of the valley. A sign warns of its steep 1-in-3 gradient. We are nearing the end of the walk as we continue down Rosedale chimney bank, the road leading us back towards the village. The road becomes Gill Lane, bringing us past the White Horse Farm Inn once again, where our journey began earlier in the day. Our Rosedale Abbey walk is complete. Full route details, including maps and directions, can be found on my website at paulbeale.com/Rosedale-Abbey-walk.